Hello. Someone asked me to elaborate a little bit more on the first unknown fact of reality that I wrote in my book, The Four Unknown Facts. The first fact is, of course, represents the whole book. The other three are representative of it. In other words, they're just the expressions of the first fact. Now, the reason I called it emptiness was because the mind conceptualizes all ideas. It creates an image of them, and the moment you create an image, like the word love, or the word God, or the word unconditional love, or infinite intelligence, which the first fact is, unknown fact, we turn it into an object. And actually it becomes unknown to us because what we are conceiving is a concept. We never see the actual truth because, again, we're seeing the image that we have subjected our subconscious mind to accept. So therefore, we begin to think we know the answer. But you cannot know the answer because it is a gross experience. And so the word emptiness is very appropriate. But now, if you come to the point of understanding the beauty of emptiness, and you want another word that you can use is I am. You see, most people are still living in the third dimensional existence, and that's why they find it very hard to understand abstract terms that are subjective. Okay, we are moving into the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is what the Course has been about. In other words, the Course in Miracles is itself a fifth dimension teaching. So it takes quite a bit of getting used to it and getting to know it. Now, what I'd like to talk about is this I am part in you. This is the miracle, this is the beauty, this is the grandeur of it. This is the magical part of it. You see, we've been trained in psychology to believe that you're a personal person, in other words, a separate individual. We're also being trained to believe that the consciousness comes from the brain. And these limitations have kept us stuck. And so we cannot see beyond our own concepts, of course, because we make them real. Every time we think of the word love, for example, we have an idea, we know what it is. But we can only understand it according to our own level of understanding, our own level of consciousness. But you'll find there's no limit to love, absolutely no limit whatever. See? So the word I am, I'm going to ask you to see it as the very unlimited part of you. Now, when you say I am tired, I am listless, I am afraid, I am unloved, I feel I'm not good enough, there's something wrong with me. Okay, this is what was meant in the Bible and in the teachings. It says you're taking the name of the Lord in vain because the I am is Lord. The I am is the very being in you. You are a human being playing the human role. That is the I am of you, the being itself. The being is unlimited. But the moment you bring it down to its mundane level and say, I am insecure, I am no good, I am this, I am that, then of course what happens is, because you're also a creator, you begin to create that in your life. And so when you say I am, be very careful to follow it with the truth. I am love, I am joy, I am peace, I am grace, I am the very expression of God. The I am is the Lord of my being. And that's when you begin to love who you are. How beautiful and wonderful and amazing you really are. when you realize that the I am of you is that very thing itself. You don't say I am as your name, as an individual, but I am as that universal beingness, that totality, that wholeness that you are. And when you see it within that context, then you begin to see miracles in your life. And that's why I love the Course in Miracles, which is really a fifth dimensional training system, self-study course. And this is what it teaches us, is to understand that the very I am that you are is unlimited, the Lord of your being. When you pray, you're not praying to anyone, you're praying to yourself, but to the Lord in you. When I experienced delight in 2007, I was delight. I was fully conscious. I didn't make use of my physical eyes because I wasn't in the body when I experienced delight. I wasn't making use of my ears, and I didn't make use of my mouth. But I was using the advanced senses of I am in delight. And I found myself to be delight itself, which I can say that it was a future self of myself. I was at home. I never knew such love, such beauty, such glory. And that is the truth of myself, which is of course the truth of you. Because when I mention myself, there is no bird. There is just I am. And this is who you are. So from now on, when you say I am, remember that you are actually using the name of the Lord itself, which you are. And when you begin to see yourself as that, then you are careful that what you put behind I am, you put I am is the truth. I am unlimited. I am love. I am unconditional love. I am infinite intelligence. And when you begin to keep saying that, you'll begin to bring it about into expression. And there is no limit to you either. Now what I'd like to leave you with today is that this I am to be part of your vocabulary, to be part of your everyday use. Every time you say I am, you remember what you're really saying and never use a negative after it. Because that means you're taking the name of the Lord in vain when you use a negative. And why? Because the moment you use a negative after saying I am, you actually make it real. And then you begin to get a glimpse of how damaging you can be to yourself. But when you love yourself, when you accept yourself as the Lord of your being, then that very knowing itself will turn every fear, every guilt, every shame into its opposite. Because after all, like the Course says, it is all a call for love. All suffering is a call for love. And when you see yourself as I am, you find yourself invulnerable. That is so beautiful. Anyway, what I'd like to end with is this news that on June 13th, which is another 2 weeks from today is June 27th, and June 13th I'll be going to China, and I'll be talking about the silent mind, which is of course the I am of you, and to a willing audience, because this is what I hope they're expecting to hear. Anyway, I'll be back sometime in beginning of July this year. So I wish you all the very best, and I love you.